Isa na naman pong masayang araw, masayang buhay mga kaguro, and welcome back to my channel. Ako po si Madam Dama, as in feel ang pagtuturo. Okay, so kung magustuhan po ninyo ang aking channel, please like and subscribe po at pakiclick na rin ang notification bell, pati na po ang share. Maraming salamat po. So for today's video, ang haba ulit ng ating title mga kaguro. So how to achieve a perfect score of 8 in the classroom observation tool of the RPMS PPST school year 2022-2023 for highly proficient teachers. Sa mga nakanood po ng aking unang video, yun po ay COT para sa proficient teachers. Ngayon, para naman po sa mga highly proficient teachers. Okay, so sa mga hindi po nakanood ng aking naunang video, nasa baba po yung link. Okay, so let's start with indicator. Hindi muna. Ang aking MOV or katibayan patunay na ang aking ebidensya ay 100% legit. Ito po ay fresh from April 14 lang, 2023. Third quarter COT. Ayan, kung mapapansin nyo, 8 ang 1 to 4 indicators at walang grades sa indicator 5 and 6 because these are what you call NCOI or non-classroom observable indicators. Okay po. So let's start discussing COT indicators and we start with indicator number 1. Modeled effective applications of content knowledge within and across curriculum teaching areas. Okay, so for my lesson, I asked the students to watch a video clip about the importance of water in the body. I had inserted my video clip here, but I removed it because the video was downloaded in YouTube. And so I had problem with copyright. So sorry, inalis ko na lang po. And I will try my very best to comprehensively discuss na lang po kung ano yung gusto kong sabihin dito para po ma-achieve ang perfect 8 na score dito sa COT, sa indicator 1. Okay? So as I've said po, I asked the students to watch a video clip about the importance of water in the body. So after watching, I asked these questions. Okay? Ito po yung mga tinanong kong questions. So after they answered, I asked them to tell the question word ayan, in each of the given question. Ayan. So, syempre, what, how, ganon, why, when. And so I asked them again, what type or what do they call the questions that begin with what, do, etc. Okay, so from my questions, they were able to tell our lesson for today. And alam ko rin na masabi nyo kung ano yung lesson ko. Hindi po science, okay? Ang lesson ko po ay sa English. So I just used the video clip in science as my springboard. In one part of my lesson again, I also used a video about an English fable called or entitled The Elephant and the Ant, where I asked the students to formulate their WH questions after watching until they arrived at asking the moral of the story. So this means that I related my lessons with lessons in math and values education, and so indicator 1 was observed during my demo lesson. Di mo na kailangan sabihin during your demo that this is a science lessons, ganyan, or science lesson, I mean. Kasi yung ibang teacher, sinasabi pa nila. So yung mga bata, nako-confuse, English kami. Bakit sabi ni teacher, lesson daw in science, okay? So it's up for, alam na ng rater actually yan. Pag hindi niya alam, malamang, o hindi niya nakita, pero nasabi mo, nag-discuss ka, malamang hindi yun nakinig. Okay, so importante sa mga rater, mga kapwa ko rater, na makinig po, na focus on the lesson of our teachers para hindi po sila kawawa at mabigyan ng justice ng puntos yung kanilang mga ginagawa. Okay, so we go to indicator number 2. Develop and applied effective teaching strategies to promote critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills. So you always use discovery approach or strategies in your lesson. So you use a springboard such as games, ganyan, video clips or songs, or any suitable material or resource before any activity to elicit or trigger the students' imagination. Okay, say for example, in my lesson, I've shown them a video about fable entitled Elephant and the Ant. And after they watched the video, I divided them into two groups, where in group one will formulate WH question from the video watch, of course, and the other group will answer. Okay, so and vice versa. So in that way, they have something to draw their answers with. Hindi lang sila titingin sa kawalan. Okay, tulad nung ginagawa sa atin noon, nung, sorry po, mga minamahal kong mga naging guro, okay? May mga ganun kasi. Sabi nila, formula UWH po. So, malaman lang binigay na, oh, okay, let's forget about that. Let's focus on this. Although, magagaling sila, saludo ako sa kanila. So, mahirap, di ba, mahirap mag-isip kapag wala kang nakikita or nakita, di ba? So, kailangan mo ng springboard. You can also promote critical and creative as well as HOTS by asking thought-provoking questions or situational questions and open-ended questions. Example, if you were the elephant, would you do the same? Why? Mga ganyan, okay? So in this indicator, the art of questioning matters. Okay, so I hope na-explain ko po ang mga samples na pwede nyo gamitin so you can achieve perfect score in this indicator. So we go to indicator number 3. Worked with colleagues to model and shared effective techniques in the management of classroom structure to engage learners individually or in groups in meaningful exploration, discovery, and hands-on activities within a range of physical learning environments. So, sa totoo lang mga kaguro, medyo dito ako nahirapan kasi iba-ibang interpretation dito. Sabi ng isa, during the demo daw, I will ask one of my colleagues to teach with me. So example, I will assign the one colleague to discuss a task. Sabi ko naman, demo ko yun di ba? Demo ko yun, araw ko yun, hour ko yun. So, hindi yun in team teaching. So sabi ko, sabi ko, paano pagka yung colleague na tinawagan o tinuruan or yung nandoon. Tapos sabi ko, pakidiscuss ito, tapos nabigla siya. So, hindi niya masyadong na-discuss ng tama na naayon sa gusto ko, di ba? So, di mahihirapan ako na i-drive ang student ko back to what I want to point out. Di ba? So, ano sa palagay ninyo? Okay, please comment kung tama ako o hindi. We can discuss. So, magtulungan tayo, But sa awa ng Diyos, 8 ako dito. So, paano yung, yun, balik tayo, work with yon. Sabi nila, I will ask someone from my colleagues to help me. Okay? Sabi ko naman, yun nga, hindi yun team teaching. So, paano yung word na to model? Okay? So, did I get 8? Paano ako nakakuha ng 8 dito? Sabi ko sa inyo, nakakuha ko ng 8. So, paano? Okay? So, na-achieve ko ang 8 because I asked my colleagues who were there, who were free that time, to observe my demo. Okay? Kasi dapat, para sa akin, pag master teacher ka, mauna ka muna. Mauna ka munang mag-demo bago yung mga teachers mo in the department so you can model nga your strategies. Okay? So, they could adopt something from you. So, meron akong, ayan, prepare na reflection form para sa kanila. So, in the reflection form, yan, nandyan si first COT, second, good time. Teacher, ang pangalan ko, reflection from colleagues, pangalan nung nag-observe and their signature, then the date, yung proof of attendance sila, kasi ilan sila, na bakante during that time. Okay, so in the reflection form, they will write the different strategies I utilize in managing and engaging the learners meaningfully in meaningful activities, ganyan, okay? So, effective ba yung naging strategies ko? And how can these strategies help them in their effective classroom management too? Okay? So, after my demo, nag-usap-usap kami during the post-conference. So, ano yung mga naisulat nila, na na-observe nila? Maa-adapt ba nila? Useful ba sa kanila? What do they think? So that is working with. because I already modeled and shared to them certain strategies. Okay, so ano yung mga pinakita kong strategies sa demo ko? Yung sa individual activity, I made sure that all students were given chance to participate. I used the wheel of names or online roulette. Alam niyo ba yung online roulette? May tunog, and then natuturo na yung name ng bata kung sino ang gusto mong turuan. Okay? In a small group naman activity, I utilize their sitting arrangement, 3 persons in a row, and only the middle person will raise the answer written on a paper. So, yun. In a bigger group naman activity, yung formulation of WH question, if you still remember, I said that, and answer. I utilize group A and B, and I stayed in the aisle. Group A are students on my left, and B are students on my right. You see? So, hindi na nila kailangang i-disarrange ang sarili kasi minsan maingay, ganyan. They're going to drag their chairs, magkakaroon ng noise, question. So, engaging the students at the same time, you are managing classroom discipline. Okay, so sa awa ng Diyos with that, with these strategies, I got A. Oh my gosh, thank you. And so we have indicator number 4. Exhibited effective and constructive behavior management skills by applying a positive and nonviolent discipline to ensure learning-focused environments. Okay? So doon sa mga activities ko, from individual, pair, to group activity, I ensure discipline by giving clear instructions. So importante po itong maging klaro ka sa gusto mong ipagawa before they do the activity. And then you ask, did you understand? Okay? Do you know what to do? If they say yes, it's very good. You encourage them to ask question kapag hindi pa nila naintindihan. So, pag uulitin mo. And pwede kang magbigay ng instruction na sabihin mo, pag may nag-question pa while doing the activity, so may deduction na kayo. So, you have to ask, you have to clarify now. Ganyan. So, to avoid unnecessary noise during activity. Okay, so that is one way of managing discipline while keeping the students engaged, of course. If someone is noisy, I just stamp my feet or just look at them without any word. Okay, so that's nonviolent discipline. And I am ensuring that learning is still there and they're focused. Okay, so we go to 5. Ito ulit. Work with colleagues to share differentiated, developmentally appropriate opportunities to address learners' differences in gender, needs, strengths, interests, and experiences. Okay, so again, I will stick to the reflection form. But dito sa indicator na ito, I will brief my colleagues to observe. Remember, 5 at saka 6 ay hindi pa kasali nung nag-demo ako nung first quarter. So, sa second, ito ay kasali na sa classroom observable indicator. So, what will I do? So, I will use the same reflection form, and then this time I will brief. Maybe we can talk during the pre-conference, okay? I will brief my colleagues to observe the strategies I use to address learners' differences in gender, needs, strengths, interests, and experiences. In other words, in this indicator, we give emphasis on DI or differentiated instructions. Okay, example, in individual activity, kunyari may reading, you have to let physically impaired students sit comfortably in front, of course. Kunyari, hindi niya masyadong mabasa pag sa malayo. Siyempre, dito ka, lumapit ka, iho, dito ka muupo. So, mababasa nila. Fair enough with those who can read kahit na nasa likod. Okay? So, that is addressing learners' needs. In pair activity naman, choose a partner. Ganyan. So, siyempre, alang ikaw ang pipilin at mag-prepare. Paano pag magkaaway? Hindi mo alam, magkaaway sila. So, yung output compared dun sa gustong-gusto niya yung partner niya, he or she can work well with his or her partner, iba dun sa output nung pinag-pair mo, matikas ang ulo mo, ako ang teacher dito, ako ang masusunod, ganyan ka pa, old style. So, magiging flap yung output nung mga estudyante mo. Okay? O sa activity na hindi pwedeng mag-pair ang babae at sa lalaki, okay, so babae-babae, lalaki-lalaki, dapat ang pairing. So although lahat sila ay nag-perform, you still address naman their differences in gender. Okay, di ba? So sa group activity, halimbawa, describing their favorite person, ganyan, writing, group activity, writing. So in grouping, sa lahat ng mga mahihilig sa artista, dito, ganyan, kunyari sa English naman ang topic mo, okay? Sa mahihilig sa sports, dito sa group na ito. And group C, sa mga mahihilig sa politiko, ganyan, who would want to become politician someday, ganyan. So, okay, so you write something about your favorite actress, ganyan, ganyan. So do you think maging maganda o better yung output nila? Of course, kasi interest nila yun eh, di ba? Again, now, if you were going to ask them to write their experiences, personal experiences, do not base their writing on the experiences of others. Kasi mas epektibo pag ang kukwento mo, syempre sarili mong experience. Okay? So I hope I made myself clear here in this indicator. If you have questions or comments, welcome po kayo. Wala po akong masamang tinapay. Just leave your comments and suggestions or question and I will answer po sa aking makakaya. So in the same way as I did with indicator number 3, during the post-conference naman, we will discuss the strategies. We will kasi hindi ko pa nagawa, okay? Its positive or negative effect in classroom management and how it may help them in their classroom management too. That for me, define work with colleagues to share. Okay, now let's go to number 6 indicator, developed and applied effective strategies in the planning and management of developmentally sequenced teaching and learning processes to meet curriculum requirements and varied teaching contexts. Okay, so in this indicator, this is the sequence of the lesson naman. Did you follow the correct order of the lesson from the DLL or lesson plan and during the execution of the lesson? Did you use varied and effective teaching strategies? If yes, then of course, it's perfect. It's A. Okay. So I hope po, sa ginawa kong video na ito, ay nakapagsilbi ako. It served my purpose, okay? Na makatulong sa mga medyo hindi pa perfect ang kanilang COT1. Hopefully, perfect ang kanilang COT2 by following my tips, okay? Disclaimer lang po, based on experiences ko lang po ito, okay? So, salamat po ulit. Hanggang sa susunod na mga video, please like, subscribe, and comment po. Thank you, thank you.